Hello, welcome to Balloon Logistics. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to operate a semi-truck as an owner-operator or as an owner who is looking to hire drivers. Now, this video is not intended to teach you how to, drive a truck, but obviously that's not what we're here to discuss. But to discuss the other parts of how you can handle your truck, especially if it's your first truck. Now, a lot of the owners, when they start a semi-trucking company, they have little to no clue about the trucks, and so they tend to face a lot of problems. Now, we have covered some of the most important factors that is specifically related to the truck and not to the logistics side. So, anything that is related to the truck, that's going to be problems you will face, the typical maintenance problems, the typical inspection problems, or whatever, that is circled around this factor. So the first major problem with the truck is it's idling. It's excessive idling. Now, why do a lot of the drivers idle the truck while they are not driving it or they are sleeping? The truck is, running, it keeps running. The reason for that could be, like they want comfort. Like if it's winter, they want to turn off the air conditioner. If it's, the heater, or if it's summer, they want to turn on the air conditioner. To keep that running, they need the truck to be running, unless it has an APU. Now, what APU does is, it can replicate the power that's generating from the truck and give it to the air conditioner or whatever, the heater. So APU could save you a lot of money in terms of fuel consumption, in terms of, it could save your engine's life a lot, because the things that matter in a truck are how many miles have been put on it and how many engine hours it has surpassed. The other part of the problem is when it's when it's being idled in excess amount, it causes multiple problems. First, it consumes a lot of fuel. Like if you put your truck on a standby idling, you can expect in one night to burn about $25 to $40 of fuel, because it burns about somewhere between 0.5 gallon up to 1 gallon per hour. And the other part of the problem is it builds up a lot of carbon. It builds up a lot of carbon into the injectors, into the turbochargers, into the valves, which results in massive reduction in performance. Like injectors, when they start behaving bad, you can see it consumes a lot of fuel, and when it's time to replace those injectors, they could be very expensive. So they are probably the most expensive after engine and transmission on any truck. So be careful with that. It also causes DPF problems that comes with more frequent regens. And a lot of times that is not even automatic regens. You have to force regen it, like you have to manually perform the regeneration on a truck time to time, over and over again. So these are the kind of problems that comes with excessive idling. So be sure that if you hire a driver, if you do not have an APU inside the truck, make sure that you rearrange something for the driver as a replacement of APU, because I know APU can be a lot more expensive than, just to talk. It can be about up to $10,000 of cost to install an APU into the truck if it doesn't already have. But you can replicate that with other, model of, kind of same typical functions of other models. You can Google it, you can search on Amazon and stuff, but you can just find something that is typically a bit similar to the APU, and it could perform at least to run the air conditioner or the heater, whatever is needed in time. So the next part is preventative maintenance. What does that mean? So preventative maintenance includes two things. One, how much miles should you drive before you need an oil change? And after an oil change, like what exactly is the other things that you need to do? Now that includes changing some of the fuel filters, changing some of the oil filters, and then you can just apply some of the grease on the moving parts of the truck, specifically engine and other moving parts. So by greasing all those wheels, you kind of extend their life a little bit, and throw some injector cleaners into the injectors every once a couple of months. When you do that, it not only makes the injectors function properly well, but it also helps in fuel consumption. Make sure that your driver knows how to set reset the trip on the dashboard just so you can get a little more extra miles. So these are the little details. Your driver doesn't already know them, make sure you know them and you teach them and you take care of their truck. Make sure that you install a proper ELD in your truck and you monitor your truck all the time, like if it's idling, if it's stationary, if it's just running, like you should have all the details, all those details that matter the most. Always, and never be afraid of asking your drivers the questions, because a lot of the times we tend to ignore the drivers because we feel like, oh, okay, this driver might mind me asking this question, but those questions are legitimate and you don't want to cause major problems for yourselves just because you're too good for someone to deal with. The last part is going to be inspection. Always inspect your truck after a week or 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks you should inspect your truck. Now, what I mean by that is do not rely on your drivers, because the driver could be telling one thing and the problem could be other thing. A lot of the drivers, they tend to behave is, if there is a potential problem, the driver won't tell you about that, because the moment he tells you, you're going to ask them to stop running the truck and fix that problem, which ultimately is going to take a little bit of time, and the drivers don't want to compromise on that time. So they want to keep running until it's really the end of that problem. And it's a breakdown in the middle of the road, and now you're paying towing charges, now you're paying mobile mechanics, whatever. It's a big headache, and you have a load in the truck. So always inspect your truck after 2 weeks. If you want to hands on it, that's perfect. If you can't hands on it, just you send your truck to the mechanic after every 2 weeks for a little bit of inspection. They could just potentially tell you what are the problems and what are the things that we're looking at that could break possibly in the next week or in the next days. Just look at your tires, always inspect your tires, make sure the tread is good, make sure, they're not loosened up a lot, and make sure their wheels are getting greased properly. And, those kind of things, like, they prevent you from a major price that you will pay when it comes to, the breakdown issues. So always just try to inspect your truck if you can physically. Otherwise, like I said, just get a DOT inspection every 2 weeks. It will cost about $50, but it will give you a peace of mind for, a regular setup to run consistently for a week or so. That would be all from this video, but if you have any additional questions, feel free to ask them. You can always comment below. Please like this video as well. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this content. And also we have trucking courses as well, which I'm going to link down below, that you can access for pretty reasonable prices. We teach everything from the beginning to the end. We teach you how to start a trucking company, how to progress in, and ultimately how to make it profitable. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.